Hello, hello, and welcome back. Just couldn't help myself. Couldn't stay away. Alright, get out of cinematic camera mode there. Let's take a quick look around, but while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and unpause it, as at this point, with nothing hugely dangerous happening, it's probably better to leave things running, so that we can build up a little money. And I do mean a little money. Oh, I see somebody going on our road to nowhere. Sorry, hot dog man. It's going to be a long day for you. It's probably one of the first things we should remedy here is continuing our elongated road down the coast of the river. I believe I called that the ocean last session. That's probably not scientifically accurate. We might want to get a second opinion there. And I am still hoping that we make enough money for some more services. I don't believe we've even unlocked yet the fire station and such. That should be in our next milestone at 900 population. I can't wait. So we just really need to put in more houses in order for more people to move in and increase the population and therefore the profits. And also the workers. It's very important. So let us give a little bit of thought to where another housing development should go in. Obviously, we still have a little room up here. I suppose I should go ahead and just fill that out while we're thinking. Though it is a crying shame that I've left it one block wrong. I wonder if I can fix that with this. Let's try. Sorry again, hot dog man. Get rid of that one as well. Where are you gonna go now? Oh, did I just cease him to be? Oh, now I feel guilty. Oh, good evening. You caught me ceasing a man there. Sorry about that. So I want to go just a little bit more, and then, yes. That's the ticket. Alright. Reconnect this. Oh, it's off now. It's gonna complain at me. Well, that's not ideal. That's not lined up at all, but Let me just, while I have the funds, I gotta go ahead and fix it. Get rid of this whole stretch, and then we'll make one nice straight shot. Alright, it's still not great, but we're gonna live with it. That is until we have to fill out the rest of this grid, and then it's gonna be a problem. Okay. Let's go ahead and fill this in. And make sure that they have water up there as well. Good, good. Should be fine. I'm not sure why that particular stretch of pipe seems invisible to me. Does it in fact exist? I don't think it does. There we go. Fixed that. Alright, so we have some more residents coming in. Therefore, hopefully our worker issues will be resolved out this way. I do need to go ahead and pick a time whenever we have a chance and 4,000 free dollars to swap this out, but it can probably run for a little while without needing to worry about it. So, I've taken myself from 9,000 down to 6,000 here. Can't be too hasty. I think I'm going to go ahead and do something a little strange here. This is going to help us later, because I made that top part so very off. I'm going to create a little section here. I'm going to delete this again. I'm sorry. And then we're going to bring it up here. Nope. We're going to bring it over from here first. There. Because if I had let that stand, it would have thrown off this entire road. This road is built off of that one, so it's currently straight with it. However, that was going to mess us right up. So we have our little corner of residences there. And hopefully crisis averted. Okay. Now I'm down to 3,000. The idea was to go the other direction with the funds. We'll get there. In fact, I can probably speed this up just a bit. Let it run at 2. Feel that level 2 speed wind in your hair. Oh, that's nice. So this actually wouldn't be a terrible spot if I could find, say, a park that fits there once I've unlocked such things. Or, otherwise, we can put more amenities such as a medical clinic, etc. in that little doohickey, we'll call it. I should probably create something similar up along this side. In fact, I kind of want to follow what I did over there, even though that's a little strange. I kind of like it. However, this one is longer. I'm so sorry. It's another problem you can make when you're coming at it from a weird angle. I'll let this guy get off of Lewis Bridge on Lewis Street, which is strangely named, and then I'll go ahead and get rid of it. Let me try this one more time and see if I can get it to match the other side. Alright. Up a level. Is that better? I think so. Yes, that was going to drive me crazy. Alright. I have no idea how to tell if these are in fact the same. They are not. This one's still way, way longer. I don't know what I did different with that one that made it so long. All I can think is that I placed it from the high end to the low end, similar to that one. Oh, hello, everyone. Put the thing in the doohickey and the thingamabob will fit. Okay, that clears it up for me. So, instead of this nonsense, let me just take it up from here. And that should tell us that it is correctly spaced. Good. So I'm just going to need to find a way to extend Lewis Bridge. I'm wasting money so rapidly, that's likely not going to happen. So let me just let this continue to play. I'm not sure why I have it paused. Just trying to save that guy from falling off the edge. And I'm just going to need to figure out how to get this to line up. That's something that I have forgotten low throughout the years. I can't imagine why it would be any different starting from here, as we just did. That might be longer. It still might not be long enough. I think we've done it. Alright, now we just hide and we make money for days and days. Goodness me. I'm hoping that's somewhere near, symmetrical. It sure doesn't appear to be to the naked eye, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. A little bit of character in your city goes a long way. Okay, so let me see if I can go ahead and extend this out. Not enough money. So yeah, I'll wait a bit. I should probably go ahead and fill out this last little row with residences. And I'm not exactly sure what we should do with this blank space here. We could obviously extend our commercial district and intersperse like a column through the middle of parks or something nice. Since it is a little wider than our industrial side, a little string of parks would go a long way. Because I'm not very fond, as easy as it is to construct, I'm not very fond of just big, vast expanses of flat housery similar to this. I would prefer to kind of weave some roads in between our two collectors once we have that going. Some more curves and pathways would be nice, and then I also want to try to take it up from the collector whenever we get to about this point, up the hill and try to curve a road this way. We may not get to that this session, but I'm excited. I'm seeing that in the chat, welcome, and I'm seeing the zoo. I don't know if I have the requisite DLC for that. I should go ahead and just splurge on park life. Who am I trying to save my funds for, if not splurging on park life? Come on. Oh, we are having some power issues. Let me check if that's due to not having enough capacity. It doesn't seem like it should be. We're still in the green. So what is the problem? I'm not quite sure. It's like we're having a rolling brownout there. I can certainly just try to up our power capacity. The easiest way to do that, since I don't currently have $6,000 for a new wind turbine, the easiest way is probably going to be in my economy, income and expenses. That's not it. Maybe it's policies? I may just not have this unlocked. I thought there was a way to increase the budget of such things. Maybe I just need to click into a power station. Rename it? Well, that's nice. Budget panel. Here we are. So it is in taxes. I just went right past it. So sorry. So I want to just give a little more over time to our power stations. Let's just take it up to 125%. See if that takes care of it. So we will have to pay more in upkeep costs. Our profits will take a hit. However, I'm hoping it will resolve this issue. Let's see if it does. Yeah, so it must be that even if you start getting close to the yellow, it starts having some issues. Definitely will continue to keep an eye on that, as I want to, as much as possible, maintain our wind power for the most part until we get something a little more usable that is also clean. Hello again. How's it doing? The town, you mean? And also, how are you? Town is well. We just solved a little power issue. Welcome back. And I am, oh, you know how it is. I'm a little more tired than when last we spoke, and my voice has suffered significantly. But I'm well. Let's call it well. Another thing that I would very much like to do before I get too crazy with, additional roads is I'd love to make sure we have a roundabout here off the highway. Even just a small one will probably help us a bit in the future. Especially if we leave enough room for it to be expanded into like a highway roundabout, which really helps. So I don't think I'll mess with that right now. This is working fine for a small city. Is anyone gonna take us up on our last corner spot? It's there, it's ripe, it's fresh. Okay. There still seems to be a bit of demand for it, so I'm not sure why the delay, but that is quite packed back in the corner there. Maybe it's not very desirable real estate. We're getting to the point where we should probably throw in a couple more industry spots. Continue to keep it away a little bit north from the road. I love the sound effects as you zoom in on the various areas. Industrial sound effects here. Commercial food court sound effects here. And then, of course, a lot of dogs and children. Apparently this is where all the dogs and children live. Okay. And I try to remind myself not to go past this line. I don't want to start building on Franklin Street. That's the highway. So we'll start blocking this off a little bit. Make sure there's plenty of jobs / pollution to go around. There is a bit more commercial demand, too. Let me continue to mess with this a little. One thing to consider about windmills, and I should probably adjust this in the near future, is that they do have like a... Let me pull one out, in fact. This orange or reddish radius around it is like its noise radius, so it does create quite a bit of noise, and you don't really want to have, like mine there is just out of range of the houses, but it is starting to hit these commercial zones. Commercial zones really don't mind noise, nor does industrial, but they can get affected if it gets too bad, so I probably don't want to place any commercial buildings or commercial zoning here next to the windmill, just in case. Would hate for you to have to eat your salad and not be able to hear your friend. Well, that would be dreadful. So for the moment, let's just start filling out the other side of our main drag here with a couple of extra shops just to keep the folks happy. Some new iPods have just come out, and, well, we don't have the storage capacity. That'll be lovely. They should still have water, not a concern there. And let's check. The only other thing we have in terms of amenities at the moment is a community school, which must be new for this Green Cities DLC. Yeah, I'm seeing the icon there, Green Cities. Small and safe community school. I guess this is where Childish Gambino came from? I'm not sure. I can't wait. So it's an alternative to elementary school with 250 student capacity. Nice. Always good to have more variety in our education. Have some of those commercial shops coming in now. So I'm going to need to make a choice as to where our next residential spot is going to be. I don't really have it, Oh yeah, that is quite a gap, isn't it? Silly of me. Like, why doesn't that have power? Ah, because it doesn't have any power. I see now. Alright, so I'm going to need to find a place to put some residential houses, and I really don't want to just keep sprawling them into this corner. That's kind of ugly. However, I'm not sure where else to put them right now. Let's see if I can create just a little road going through to this section. I want to extend the 4-lane. Take a little bit of our money for that. Let me make sure now. I didn't actually check this when it was in straight road mode. That does get a little bit far from the shore, but I think it's going to be fine. That's probably preferable, in fact, so that we can wind a few local roads down in there. Don't really want your commercial collector hogging all the riverfront property, though it does make for some great catfish restaurants, let's face it. So I'm just going to take this out by two blocks there, so that we have a little room to work with in terms of connecting this. I would actually like to make the little end cap of this into a park section, if at all possible, which means I'll probably end up needing to destroy one or two of these commercial businesses, sadly. However, let's try to take it right through here. And I now want a different road. Let's go freeform. And I just want to put a little bit of this out. And then curve it. Just to make it a little bit interesting. So this might be a nice little park section or some other special buildings, schools and such. We'll figure it out. And then I'm going to need a little bit more of this. And we'll try to make another one not too far away. That will be freeform. Just loosely want to kind of hug the outside edge of that other grid so that I'm not cutting into their building space. Keep this... Oh, that was a little bit weird. Let's try that again. It's been a while since I've freeformed any roads. That's looking better. Sure, hug it up right there. Okay. Oh, darn, that messed up their grid. I didn't think it would, because it didn't give me the icon. But that's a small problem. Let's fix the zoning there. And, in fact, let me just remove the entire thing. It's not really what I want. So sorry. I need to get this one at a better angle. In fact, I'm going to start all the way back from the beginning. Alright. I want this to curve just a little more in. That's more like it. And it makes a pretty harsh curve. And straight in. It still messes it up, but oh well. It looks a little bit better now. Alright, so we'll just remove these, see if it can still fit a commercial zone in there. I'm hoping it can. And for a little bit of this down near the road, let's start adding a few more houses. Again, I'm not sure these are going to end up being permanent. And I don't want to get them too tremendously close to the commercial zoning either. Just need a few more spots. Actually, this is the park side. That's not what we want. I want to leave this center ring empty. I'm going to let those keep making money. We will have to get rid of them eventually, but it's going to be fine. Alright. So sorry for all the scatterbrainedness. Here we go. And I'm just going to give this... that much. Alright. Back to money making. We'll see if this can at least fill out our jobs situation. That's mostly what I want to even out. It will also serve the dual purpose of bringing our electrical grid further to the waterfront, which will help a lot when we're starting to put in commercial stuff along this drag. I do, however, need to throw in some water pipes real quick. It's going to be a problem. Alright, and I am going to need one here. That's okay. Water pipes aren't too dreadfully expensive. And in real life, you'd need many, many more than this, so hey, we're getting away with it. That should help them out, and then good, perfect. The windmill is already close enough But it's starting to come in there. And you know what I just said about windmills being really loud and how you shouldn't build houses close to them? Well, here we are. They might have a few issues around here, I'm not sure. We also will eventually, of course, want to get rid of that windmill because we won't want it overlooking the park, casting a strange shadow on all of the children. And I'm hoping at that point our electrical grid will reach this water pump as well. Like if it connects up here, we should be in pretty good shape. So let's go ahead and take a look at how the commercial zone is affecting noise pollution. Now that there's a bunch of buildings in there. So it's not that bad. We could probably, bring a house in here too before they complain about it. Later on, we're going to unlock the ability to zone for like office space, which is kind of a good transition between commercial and residential. If you have an office building there, it deafens all the people eating their hamburgers. Well, it doesn't deafen them, but what's the word? And so that will be great. I see even our commercial zone is having some employment issues. Finally, we've made it to 900 population, which is a worthy village, which unlocks districts, that is very, very important, and policies, which we should probably take a look at, as well as emergency services and the police department. We can also now, though I doubt we can afford it, buy a new area. I can show you that menu just because it's kind of cool. I think these are more challenges like reach a population of 48,000. That must be something I did a while ago. It's not directly tied to this game, so I don't think we need to worry about that so much. Alright. So, we're still making money for the moment. Let's go ahead and jump into policies. So we have 3 available right off the bat. We can distribute smoke detectors. That will significantly reduce the risk of fire, but it will add upkeep to every building. 5 cents per building. Let's do it. May as well get it out of the way now, and it will significantly reduce our risk of fire. Sounds good. You can also give people guidance about when to use their water and power, and that makes it... their consumption goes down. However, again, that adds upkeep to every building. I don't think we'll worry about that just yet. Nothing we can do in terms of taxation there, but we should be able to have access to this menu. These are just the basic taxes. Taxes is basically like the lower you have it, the quicker those I want to move here and I want jobs bars here. What the people need will fill up quicker because, oh, this is a low tax area. Let's all go there. You can get away with about 11% tax before anyone complains, and it doesn't really affect your need that much. So I'm going to increase it just a little bit. It is greedy at the start of the game. I'm greedy. We'll lessen that out later. Shouldn't need to take a loan just yet. That's really helpful if there's something like, if you're having a health crisis and you can't afford a hospital, that's when you get a loan. So I try to avoid it unless there's something really serious. So we should be making just a little bit more money, and hopefully people won't be too upset at us over the next little while. I forgot to add these extra rows in. Let me go ahead and do that. I think we can get away with these 3 pretty safely. Alright. Check our grid again. I think that is finally connected up naturally. So we don't need this anymore. That will remove it from our park space. Hooray! And also at the same time, if I destroy that building, its electrical grid will also go away. So right now it's the only thing making this connection. But as soon as we have some buildings that lead out to this power station, I'd love to move this, maybe just out of the way up to the hill here, when we have some spare cash, so that will hopefully make our riverfront look a little cleaner. At some point, we are going to need to add more facilities, but right now everything's in the green in terms of... Ooh, no, that's not in the green. We're having more brownouts, it seems. So yeah, we're really just going to need to get another windmill, and since we hit 900 population, that will be easy to do. Let's throw another one up on the hill here. You don't want to put too many too close together, because they do actually react to the wind fairly realistically. So if you have one right behind another one, it's getting less wind because the other one is covering it. So you do want to spread these out just a bit, but you don't have to go too crazy with it. I'm also just now realizing this has always been like throwaway space in the corner to me, but I'm just now realizing what a gentle slope that is up to about here, which might not be a bad secondary entrance to our hill area. So, I shouldn't put so much detritus out in this corner. There may be a way to make use of that hill, especially when we figure out our industrial zone with a better, industry, which I think we might be able to do now. My brain is all over the place, but we just, on that 900 milestone, unlocked districts, which is sort of the key to all of this stuff. So, we now have the forest industry district, we have agricultural or farming industry, and we have generic. So what this is now is generic industry, which is very polluty. So polluty. So we could switch it completely, say, to forest industry, and then we would have to plant some trees to make that viable. It's really not in the thick of the trees enough for that to work right off, but that would be great. And then the other thing that's a huge concern, or not concern, but goody, is this farming industry out here where the land is just very, very rich. Would be a good spot to go. Let me see if I can get to that menu again. Yes. So the fertile land out here would be a great spot to paint a whole district of agricultural industry. I guess what we could do, since this is kind of near the ore, is we could try an ore industry, but I don't know if I've unlocked that yet. I think it might be hidden behind another... Yeah, ore industry is... when I get 2,400 population. Yikes. So, we do have that resource available to us, but we might not be able to take advantage of it. Another thing I should be able to do, let's go ahead and paint this as an industrial district. Basically just cordoning off an area for a single purpose is all. Myrtle Park, it randomly names them, often not very accurately. Let's go ahead and pick a new name for that. Myrtle Park, rename to... Give me one moment. I'm stuck in my digital keyboard again. There's so many twists and turns in here. What? Where am I? Is that a ghost? It's the ick zone. Alright. We got there. We got there in the end. So you can do something like that and then pick specific policies that will only apply in that little radius you just selected, which is kind of great. So we don't have the ones that I would like to get just yet. Which would be, yeah, these. Here we go. Some of these are good, like filter industrial waste would reach a population of 5,000 in order to unlock filter industrial waste. That's the problem with starting out at the very beginning. So it's going to be a while before we get that one, but when we do, we could finally apply it to that district, and then that would help with our pollution issues. So as we go forward, we should definitely cordon off some areas and name them and whatnot. However, I was just in the middle of trying to fix this power issue. I think I did place that second power line. Let's see if that does it. So sorry, jumped subjects on you. Like a king cheating at chess, I have jumped subjects. Alright, so that should be fine. We've solved, again, our brownout issue with an extra windmill there. No extra pollution for us, thank you much. I do have a nice little spot coming along here. I am liking that. At some point we're probably going to have to... You know, the cross-sections of these two roads here are fine, but at some point that's going to be too much distance to cross between intersections. Like, we're going to need to break this up a little bit better. While I have so much money, I'm very tempted to just take the road out, but that's not really needed right now. It's just what I want to do. I would also love to throw in one of these recycling centers. I don't know if that deserves to be in the industrial zone. Like, if you were to work at a recycling center, I wouldn't want to be breathing fumes all day. But maybe there are fumes here as well. I know it does create a little bit of pollution, so it must sort of be one of these buildings. But I don't know. I'm just now realizing that Lewis Street is the street where the trash is. That's very appropriate. Oh, I think that worked out great. So I'm not sure if I want to shell out for that just yet, but I'm very interested in lessening people's garden accumulation. No, that's not what I'm interested in. Garbage accumulation. Lessening it. You get it. You get it. So I don't know how to fix this up. I don't really want to take too many more commercial businesses across that side of the highway. I'd kind of like to keep them here, but, you know, people who are working in the factory need sandwiches. And I don't think they care that much about the pollution either. So I'm tempted to try this. Do a little commercial district across the street. Actually, let me take it a bit further. Take it down to this road. Make a little commercial district across the street. They still have water all the way over there. That's great. I'm going to spend a little bit of money extending this. I want 5 more. For $3,000. That should do it. Alright, so we're getting to the point where I want to make sure that people who are coming off the highway have a way to go straight on through to the riverfront. So they have the option to turn off onto our commercial zone if they so desire, but if not, they can go right in. And this is kind of where I need to think about that roundabout. It may be worth it just to go ahead and get rid of this building and try to fix that up now. I think this one's probably fine, but I don't think dear old marketplace is going to make it. Sorry, guys. Alright, let me go ahead and do that while the building is coming in across the street, and then I'll go ahead and get rid of the zoning for it. I will need to make sure they still have electricity here. We'll probably need to recreate this. That's desperately off, but oh well. It's connected. Alright, keep building. This is one of those situations where you kind of have to pause it if you're working on the entrance to the city. Everything stops otherwise. So I'm just going to try to do this real quick, but I'm going to wait for that building to generate. Yeah, alright. Let's try this. Sorry, everybody. Okay, so these are still one-ways. Let me just try... back to regular old roads. I want to go right in the middle of these two, effectively. And I want it to extend a little bit further past the road down than it does above it. Sort of a lower weighted thing. Alright. Looks a little longer. I think it's going to be off if I do that. Let's try this. I am just not counting correctly here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is only 6. Okay. It's weird because you have to, like, do one less when you place it, and then it turns out just fine. Okay. And finally. Jeez. Okay. Now let's try this. We'll get it curved road. Nice big circle. However, I'm not sure why... I'm not sure why I thought I could lower it down, because it needs to be part of this collector road. That's entirely silly. I need it to be basically placed right in the middle. I thought I could do that for some reason. That's completely ludicrous. So that's the idea of what we want. That looks great. However, I need it to actually work. And if that's the case, I'm kind of thinking this building isn't going to survive. Very regrettably. Oh, how I wish it was different. So I'm just wasting money now. Wasting money by the hundreds. But if I place it right here, I think we'll have a better luck. I have no idea what I was thinking there. I want it one more. Is it gonna let me? I don't think it is. Regrettably, if roads are too close to each other, they're just like, oh, you have to snap it. Yeah, you gotta snap it. It's fine. So it's gonna be a little weird. We'll try it from 2 spots away, and that's gonna have to be enough. Okay. So we just want it to connect as cleanly as possible is the only reason for doing this. At 90-degree angles is ideal. Now I should be able to this and curve it. Well, that's not right. Ahem. This is a very small one now. We've lost a size or two. That's all right. Now the bad news. I'd like to upgrade it to be... Actually, I don't know if I want it to be 4-lane or if I want it to be an actual highway. I kind of like highway roundabouts, even though they don't work tremendously well unless you're already going very fast. And so coming out of, you know, an industrial zone onto it would probably be a little silly, but let's see if it works. Actually, I have not unlocked highway yet. Okay. That's fine. When will I unlock highway? 2400. So, we'll come back to that. We'll do it 4-lane. That's 6. We want 4. Let's upgrade. And goodbye, industrial building. There we go. So. How do I fix my power situation real quick? That's still going to be fine, but now it's disconnected here. And at this point, there must be a quicker jump. But I am not seeing it. Let me fix the road first, and before we unpause it, we'll jump back to that. Okay, so I first want a 1-lane freeform is probably good here. I want you to curve the other way, my friend. Okay, that's not going to happen. I would like this just a little bit further on this side. There. Alright. And the other thing I forgot is, let's jump back to 4-lane. Can I not do that? That would be crazy. 4-lane road with decorative grass, with bicycle lanes. It looks like there is no one-way 4-lane road that I can see. And so that will put a damper in it. We really can't do that. So yeah, I guess a 4-lane road is always 2 ways. I can have a 6-lane road. Let's see how much wider that is. I'm genuinely curious. Sure. It'll be a big roundabout. The lucky thing is, in the world of Cities Skylines, at least so far, now that I say this, they're probably going to come out with a DLC and prove me wrong, but at least so far, traffic accidents are just not a thing. That would be silly. So the good news about something ridiculous like this that would give me an intense anxiety to see in my windshield in real life would work fine. No one's ever going to crash into you. It's going to be great. So we do have to change the direction of it. Everyone would need to get off there. That should be the right way for right-hand traffic, at least. And get rid of this. It's been so long since I've done this. Thank you for bearing with me here. Okay, I want it to curve a little bit that way, if at all possible. I don't want it to start coming this way. That's ugly. Take it back further. I can live with that. Alright. So, let's try to connect these. This will be our major... Oh, really? Okay. Nope, there it is. Yikes, I was worried. That makes this road a little bit superfluous. We might want to curve that in another block here. Because that's a little too close to the roundabout. Alright, good. That didn't break that house, and then we just get rid of Harvey Street there. Okay, that's looking better. Let's connect this up. We're getting there, slowly. Again, that's a little bit strange. However, that we don't really have enough room to fix it, so, Industrial zone's just going to be a little bit strange. That's fine. So let me first just check and make sure this works. We'll unpause it. Can you guys figure out what you're doing? Ah, there's a light that it added. That is very, very bad for a roundabout. Obviously. So we don't want any traffic lights in our roundabout, so that if you get on this ring, you don't have to stop. You can just get on the outside and, just play. Well, maybe not on the outside. Move to the inside if you're just going to stay on it, but play and play. So I think that should work. There's no reason at all for it to have 6 lanes, but that's the only thing that's one way, so there we have it. Giant roundabout entrance to our city. We're having more power issues, I see. I don't know why. Like, is it a distance issue? Is it having a hard time pushing it through the pipes up into that corner? Because we have plenty of power, I would think. So that's a little bit confusing to me. I don't know why the issue. Let's see if the inspector tells us anything. It's right behind my broadcast bar. It's hilarious. Not enough electricity, my laptop is telling me. Why? May I ask? I don't know if in fact there is like a... Oh, that's why. I'm silly. I unpaused it without reconnecting this. Of course. Okay. I'm just going to pretend that didn't happen, and anyone out there who does the same will win my favor, is all I'm going to say. That was such a stupid mistake of mine. And the more I'm thinking about taking it through this whole great spot full of commercial land, let me just take it around this way. We'll fix this up later. But I want to leave that whole roadside spot just in case. Okay, so now we shouldn't be having those power issues. I'm so sorry. That was... What a fool. Now that we have our grid completed and back to normal. So, the next thing I want to do is decide how many exits we want off the bottom of this. We could have one coming straight out, just like the entrance to the highway, and just come down to meet up with this collector. That would be kind of nice to have a sturdy vertical there. Or we could curve like 2 of them out at a diagonal here and have one meet up and then another one run right into the hill. So that's not a very good idea. We do have options. I guess while it's in flat, straightaway land, let's keep it flat and straightaway. So, back to 4-lane. Well, I would think it was 4-lane, but maybe at this point it would be better to put a 6 in. But we'll stick with 4-lane for now. Let people get off onto a nice straightaway here. And then I suppose I should curve it. It's a little bit like it messes up traffic to put stuff at angles like this, where they have to make a turn. If you can curve and make sure it meets at a 90-degree angle, it's almost always the right thing to do. So let's try to curve it even here. And it should tell me when we hit sort of the right angle. Not quite right. If it was just a touch longer, that'd be perfect. Let's go ahead and make it a touch longer, as we will need to eventually. And curved. Alright, so like that would meet up straight with there. Let's try that. That's again a little bit wonky, but so is our city. Our city is a little bit wonky. Alright, so now we have a great path straight down to the riverfront. As soon as you get off the highway, you just have to do a little curving around, and you're building sandcastles. Look at that. I'm so proud of you. I hope you guys have a great vacation. So, that being the case, what other roads can we add here? Let's switch back to this mode. And freeform again. Don't want this to interfere. I just want to get close and snuggle with you. Sorry, restaurant. We're not meant to be. Let's go ahead and fix this up. Nope, don't you place a tiny 2-square restaurant there. How dare you, sir? This is not ideal, breaking up the grid like this. That's not what I'm intending to do, but I'm not coming in at a straight enough angle to prevent it, so we'll roll with it. And at this point, I want to go ahead and have a break. So I'll see you later. No, I want to have a break in the verticality of this by going this way just a little. Back it up. There you go. That was the one. All right. And we'll put that right there. Let's make another one running through here. Just to give it a little bit of more interesting angles. I don't want it all to look like this. Ah, I see we're starting to have some crime issues. How could you? We did unlock those, the fire stations and the police station, but I've spent all of our money on 6-lane gigantic roundabouts. So sorry about the crime, everybody. You just get in your car and escape it on this big roundabout. What a shame. So yes, I should stop spending so frivolously. I guess this would be one of those times you could get a small loan. Let's engage. Just a little one. $20,000. Weekly cost $400. I can probably handle that for a little while. If we want to pay it back as quickly as possible, obviously, but let's get that police station in. And obviously, if there's crime, I'm sure... Ah! Red indicates that a house is in danger of bursting into flame at any moment. So... But we'll deal with the crime first. So, I don't know if I want to put it right into town. Police stations are another one of those things you don't really want to have on your collector road here, because the police cars spawn in front of it. So you don't want to stop traffic by having a bunch of cars randomly appearing in front of people. So if you can put it on a local road, all the better. I'm going to put it right across the street from this active crime, because I think that's hilarious. And let's see what happens. They do have water, but I'm going to go ahead and fill it out just a bit more. Why not connect it up all the way? We'll go across Lewis Bridge here. And this looks like it needs a connection. Space already occupied. You sure? Alright. That takes care of the X zone. Let's throw one of these up here too. Alright, unpausing. We should see the police cars spawn and to go take care of the crime. Probably didn't even need to get there. Just the sound of sirens was enough to scare them off. Good, good. Checking these intersections again. I don't really want to ever have a break. Now that I've made all these extra cross paths, I don't really ever want to have a break in the collector road when possible. Later on, when traffic gets more severe, we'll go through and, like, add some stop signs and stuff, but for right now I just want to turn off the main lights. Once again, there being no traffic accidents in City Skylines. It would be unwise to do in real life, but it's fine here. Okay. Who else has a nasty intersection for me? I can sense it. That seems to be all of them. Oh, there's even some crime out in the X-Zone. Are you stealing my trash? Are you stealing trash from Lewis Street? This cannot be tolerated. I really like that. Roundabout setup, though. That's given me a lot of joy. Hopefully it will stand up to the test of time. Aha, have fun. So sorry if I missed you there. Have fun sailing the high seas. I am almost out of time myself here. I just wanted to put a couple more touches on this. So let's go ahead and finish a couple more of these roads. I now want them to go back vertically again. We're still in freeform mode. That should be perfect. Let's just take this all the way up here. This might actually be another good spot for a park if we figure out the right way to curve it. There may not be a right way to curve it. I'm going to try something a little strange. Just trying to separate those, because I want this to be a park, and then this could be more of a pathway to sort of interconnect the residential area, which would be nice. However, I don't really want to leave quite that much usable space on the table. Let's give one more cross-section here. Not a curved one, though. Just a couple of interesting things. The more that I built in my younger days, the more that I built in strict, mathematically perfect grids, the less I enjoyed my cities. So we're trying something crazy here. What am I looking for? I talked myself right out of it. And it's not coming back to me. Oh well. I guess that's what I get. That's right. I was looking for intersections. It's really hard to remember where that's hidden. Wanted to make sure this didn't mess us up. And it did. Alright, I'll just continue the trend of forcing people to stop there. That's fun. So, this should be able to be a fairly, entirely residential area. Let's put in a couple of nooks and crannies here for people to start using. In places like this, where the grid is all messed up, it's easier just to use this fill tool and go after it, really. Something to keep in mind, or consider, whatever I was trying to say, about residential, that took me, much, much longer than I'm willing to admit, to catch on to, is that if you, fill a whole thing, say if I just, selected this whole area and let people move into it, it would probably be great until about 80 in-game years from now, when all of those people who move in, they have a expiration date. There's your people are this healthy and will live for this many years running in the background, and if you let a whole bunch of people move in all at the same time, they all die at the same time, and it can put a huge strain on your death care. Not only that, they usually tend to have children all at the same time, so it puts a huge strain on your child care. So I like to try to fill in residential areas a little bit more slowly, in the hopes that it will spread out the deaths a bit. Sort of my dark reasoning there. It's going to be so... I need pipes. It's going to be so great to expand this electrical grid all the way out here to the hill, though. This will give us so many options later. Alright. I guess I should take this all the way down. I am a little bit low on money. I should probably just focus on where I'm building now. Okay, Bradley Street. You can be that way. That's fine. Alright, that's going to be about all I can afford for now. We'll try to fill in this area here. And I'm going to send it up to triple speed while we're working on it. Make sure that we have power, though. Good, good. Still chugging along. Chugging eastward. That's what I like to see. Alright, so now we're going to need to build some more, or zone some more. They're all being taken. I'm going to go ahead and just make this all residential. And I guess this one as well, but I just want to pick and choose the bigger lots for now. We'll fill in some of the smaller stuff later with extra amenities. It's always my favorite thing. Let's go ahead for those, though. That'll be fine. Alright. Unpausing again. So, I will probably just let this build out, and then I will have to rush off again. But thank you for hanging out with me a bit more. This was hitting just the right chord for me today when we played this morning. This was just really what I needed. So I figured I would end the day thusly. And I am very grateful for your time and adventurous spirit in coming along with me. I'm having an absolute blast. I think we're in pretty good shape, too. Expansion is picking up. We should be at 2,400 before we know it. And then we can kind of make the decision about where we should stop. We don't need the city to keep growing indefinitely, but somewhere around 5,000 or 10,000 population sounds kind of neat. It is a lot more houses than I'm giving it credit for. Ah, just 5 or 10,000 people. No big deal. So we'll see what we can get away with. I am loving this city so far. Ah, Menzo Berenzan. Which, if you're curious, now that we have our roundabout in, looking a little bit spidery itself, Menzo Berenzan means the city of spiders. That's why there's an ick zone. A little bit of a trivia knowledge for you there, just in case anyone asks. Spoiler alert, no one's ever going to ask. No. That was a very weird choice. When they had all those slots available, they picked a 4x4. Huh. Okay. Oh good, another one is going in. I was worried it was going to stay that way. I like having a little bit of this dead space between it. Like you could obviously, apparently, there is a, cube house that you could fit in there, so it would be efficient to zone that off as well. But I just kind of like leaving some empty spots for kids to gather and set off their fireworks, Kids need places to gather and set off their fireworks. I'm just rambling at you. I think this is about as built as it's going to get. We're making some money. It's not soaring, but we'll get there. Especially once we start specializing a little bit more. So I am just greedy now. I'm not even rambling. I'm just letting it run to try to get any extra dollars in my pocket. I'm okay. No, I'm okay. It's fine. I am really liking this, though. I cannot wait to come back and play a little bit more in our dear town. Thank you all for your time. I will go ahead and save it. You see my other two Once Upon a Time games. I saw the date on there and I was like, what? Why, I played it in 2028? That's crazy. I was just recently looking at Blackwater to try to see what state I left it in, and it's an absolute mess of traffic and waste. It's just, just a vision of the future for poor Menzo Berenzan. But hopefully not. Hopefully I've learned something. Thank you again for your time. I see we have our first fire. That's a shame. And I didn't even pay back my loan. We're gonna need to work on that. Let me refresh my memory on how much a fire station is. 12,000. So, we'll get to it. That building is probably gonna burn down, and I'm sorry, but I'll give you some funds to rebuild. Have to put a fire station in next time. Don't let me forget. Thank you again. I will be back to the actively on fire City of Spiders as soon as I'm able. Thank you again, and bye for now.